last year that the Bugatti residences by Bugatti achieved record-breaking highest rate per square foot milestone. This was a really impressive number, and I do think it is pretty impressive in the context of broader real estate dynamics, just how well the prime real estate market is doing. What is the outlook for the rest of this year?
Well, I think we're in a position where there will be steady growth. If you look at the IMF position on the economy of the UAE, the IMF forecasts a growth of the economy of 4%, and the central bank is slightly more optimistic at 4.2%, with expectations in the rise of oil production. If you look at the data released by DLD recently, the market's been doing exceptionally well in Dubai. So we've seen some 50,000 new customers come into the market, 100,000 transactions with a record high figure of around $100 billion. That represents a 23% increase year on year. Yields stand steadfast between 7 to 10%. And if you look at the report issued by JLL MENA for Q1 2024, we saw an average of increasing capital gains and rental yields of around 21%. So I think we're on pace for steady growth this year.
But this is a significant chunk of cash, right? We're talking about $10 million. What is enticing customers to come in and pay such a premium for property?
I think it's the value proposition. If you look at Dubai and you benchmark against a lot of cities around the world now, prices per square foot, London this year scored on average $868 per square foot. Singapore came in at $765. You have LA at $663, and Dubai, despite all price hikes, still sits at $352 per square foot only, so half the price of LA. That's one angle. The other angle is if you look at what you're getting versus what you're paying. $1 million in Dubai gets you at least 1,000 square feet on average in 3 of Dubai's most prime residential areas, as opposed to a city like Monte Carlo, where it secures you only 172 square feet on average. And I think the international buyer is noticing that day by day, and that's what's bringing those ultra high net worth individuals.
Yeah. What geographies are these international buyers coming from?
Frankly speaking, from all over the world. I mean, every day we discover new nationalities in our statistics. A lot of people coming in from Europe, from Canada. We have a lot of Indians coming in most recently, and some investors from the GCC. So it's quite a diverse mix.
Yeah, there was a lot written about Russian investors coming in after the beginning of the war. Did you see that as well in your own transactions?
Definitely, we did see that pattern. It did soften quite recently, and we saw a bigger diversity in different nationalities. But yeah, it was there for sure last year.
My colleague Zainab Fatah on the Bloomberg Print side wrote a very interesting piece about a month ago talking about how Dubai has become a lot more resilient to the boom and bust cycle in the real estate market, namely because of, again, as you mentioned, just healthy influx of demand, good favorable conditions for buyers, access to funding. Are you of the same view as well, that Dubai has managed somehow to escape its typical boom and bust cycle that it had experienced over the course of the last decade or so?
Absolutely, I am of that view, and I think that lends itself to the populational growth we've seen. So there's an organic demand chasing the supply. On average, every quarter we've seen the population grow by 25,000 new inhabitants, out of which are many ultra high net worth individuals buying properties in Dubai. I also think that the government has been very prudent in terms of its legislative policies recently. So we saw the 10-year golden visa program aimed at buyers buying properties for $1 million dirhams or more, or even just skilled individuals. A lot of my executives in the company are actually homeowners now. They've purchased properties. And then you have projects like the Al Maktoum airport, which will increase government expenditure and create thousands of jobs. And obviously, these people have to become homeowners one way or another.
Yeah, we were speaking to the Dubai airport CEO just a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the potential of that new airport. One thing that's interesting about Bugatti is that you also do a lot of partnerships. So we started off this segment talking about the new Mercedes partnership that you have, some apartment blocks that you're going to be building, but you've also done something similar with Jacob. You've done it with Bugatti as well. We also spoke about that. So why do those tie-ups make sense for a real estate company?
That's a very good question. So I think in light of the luxury market right now and the people who are coming in from all around the world, having a global brand on board really resonates with a lot of people who perhaps are new to the market, but not new to the brands that we've partnered with. I think also what's important for us is it's the first time this is being done globally. So the first Bugatti residences and the only one worldwide. So it gives that exclusivity to the product. And I think really for us, it's more than just putting a logo on a building. We really want to create authentic luxury, really create the touch points that you see or experience perhaps in the automotive industry, but is missing from the real estate narrative.
And just very quickly, are you looking to expand into any other regional markets, or are you focused here for the time being?
We are focused on Dubai mainly. We're very focused on the Dubai market, but we are eyeing some markets like Saudi Arabia and the UK.